admire men and their masculine natures. And you love to see the victor, right, do his victor dance in the end zone. You can make that claim, and I could believe that. But the behavior I see women exhibiting is masculine, wanting to control relationships, wanting to control the dialogue. When women control the dialogue in a relationship, they control the man. She is acting masculine and is therefore a feminist. It is feminism that revolts me. It is feminism that makes me sick. It is feminism that is sickening our culture and our nation. Feminism has weakened Europe, and now they are dealing with violent Muslims that have moved in. Now I'm going to say, I don't care if you're a nice Muslim. That's great. I'm talking about radical, violent Muslims who are very masculine, by the way, who don't give a shit what the West thinks, what Christians and Catholics think, or Jews. They don't care because they're very masculine. They're hyper masculine. Their culture teaches them to be masculine. And when Muslim women put down men of the West, that makes the Muslim feel good because he knows his women know their place in their own culture and they detest their own enemies, these violent Muslims and Muslim women do. They detest Western men because they are feminized, they are weak, they are effeminate, they are emasculated, they are testicleless, and they are run in circles by women. That is why they do not fear men in the West. Europe is overrun with feminism. England, you are not allowed to catcall in many places. You aren't allowed to insult a woman. You aren't allowed to talk down to her or talk at her at all unless she somehow approaches you. In many places, you can have sex with a woman and she can change her mind after the fact, call it rape, and have you arrested. Women can make up lies about men. And all of these women who do that, who make up lies about men to get them in trouble, to make them lose their jobs, to destroy their personal and professional lives, those are feminists. And they typically strike at and attack strong men because they want those strong men destroyed. They know what the fight is about. The fight is about conquering the enemy. That is what all fighting is about. That is the objective. Destroying the enemy. Feminists want to destroy the enemy. The enemy of feminism is masculinity and men. And when men quit acting masculine, they are no longer real men. They are feminists. They are submissives. They are emasculated eunuchs. So attention, all unicorns. You are an endangered species. If you wish there to be more really feminine, real women out there, then you need to start teaching women to be women. You need to start correcting them. You need to start raising your daughters to be women, not female masculists. Or you are going to cease to exist, feminine women, and there'll be nothing left but feminists. You see how the language is so hard to get through? It's hard to get through the language because so much sophistry is used. So much conditioning and indoctrination has been performed. It's a wrestling match to have a conversation with someone about feminism, what it means and what it does. Because men don't want to appear to be radical. Men don't want to appear to be bigots. Because one of the things feminists do, whether male or female, feminists like to use names and labels to identify people. Not merely for the purpose of identification, but for the purpose of shaming and controlling others. They shame and control other women, and they shame and control other men. Men, you need to take the battle to the enemy. The enemy is feminism. That means you need to understand their philosophy and destroy it. You can starve it. You can ignore it. Do everything you can to weaken feminism. Do your part, is all I'm asking. And one of those is to think for yourself. If you are a man going your own way, if you are Mgtow, go your own way. Do what you think is right. And I'll tell you what, when you see women badgering a man, step up for that man. Say something to him. Say something to her. Show that man. Right? If you see a man being berated by a woman, get in her face. If you ever see a man berating a woman, a female, whether she's feminist or a feminist or a unicorn, you don't know, right? But typically a man will go over and step in and say, hey, let's calm things down. What's going on here? How can I help? Right? Let's resolve this nicely. That's what men do when they see other men berating a woman. When you see, women, right? They support each other. Right? They will get in a guy's face, whether he's right or wrong. They don't care. They'll just get after a man. They'll gang up on him. They'll put him in his place, which is a feminist way of saying stop being a man. I'm saying start being a man. Support other men when you see them being put in their place. It's easy to be a feminist. It's easy to give up. It takes less energy. But you lose your humanity as a man. You lose your soul. You become an androgynous figure in life. When a man is feminized, he loses his place. We talk about putting women who are feminists in their place. We need to define in our minds what it is we're dealing with, the enemy. The enemy is feminism and all of its adherents. And feminism has been introduced into everything that's masculine. It is a virus that destroys. It corrodes, it corrupts, it destroys. It needs to be removed. Feminism is disgusting because it's taken half of the population and more and destroyed it. It's destroying our culture. When you define it in your own mind, define feminism in your own mind so that you can identify it. Start identifying it in everything you see. Social, political, medicine, economics, everywhere feminism exists. It needs to be met and defeated because feminism is destroying men. Feminism has almost completely destroyed true women, the unicorns. Right? Maybe there ought to be a a Save the Unicorn Fund, some sort of 501c3 that started to save unicorns, because they are oh so rare. Just a few of them, just a small percentage are left. I don't hate women, I hate feminists. They have a right to live and breathe. They can think what they want, but they're not thinking what they want. They're thinking what others want for them. Feminists are not going their own way. Feminists are going the way that they're told by feminists. That is why Hillary Clinton could destroy women and her husband could abuse women and nobody in the feminist community cared. They thought it was funny to make fun of Paula Jones and Jennifer Flowers and call them all sorts of dirty names because it served feminism. Feminism isn't about women and women's rights. It's about destroying men and entertaining and profiting by and increasing an agenda that is anti-American, anti-Christian and Catholic. It's anti-West. It's anti-culture. It is anti-family. It is anti-individualism. Feminism is pro-government. Feminism is pro-destruction of the male. Feminism is for androgyny. Feminism takes its planks from communism. Feminism is evil. It's evil. So if you look at the most radical of feminists, we can say they're evil. Well, what if someone's just a little bit feminism or feminist? They are on their way to being evil. A little poison goes a long way. Does it not? How can you be a little bit of a murderer? That's what we're dealing with here. That is exactly what we're dealing with. The murder of our culture. And to be a little bit feminist is to be a little bit of a murderer, and you're doing your part, if you're a feminist, to destroy and kill our culture, who we are, not only as a nation, but as a species. Define feminism for yourselves. Make your own decisions about it. Go your own way. Do what you will with it. If you choose to be a feminist, do so knowing what it's causing. I hate to see people blindly and ignorantly follow a philosophy and then claim they didn't understand what it was doing. It's asinine. But then again, feminists are asinine. This is John, host of Mgtow is Freedom. Free your mind. Free your mind of feminist propaganda. Define for yourself what feminism is. And decide and choose for yourself what you're going to do about it. Free your mind.